26 violent felonies, and I love to fight. Imagine hearing a man say that out loud on camera, and still nobody realizing that only a few weeks later, a 20-year-old girl would lose her life. On Mother's Day, 2021, Wilanna Bibbs kept calling her mother again and again. For missed calls, one voicemail, and a message full of love. But by the time her mother finally called back, Wilanna was already gone. And what makes this case even darker is that the woman who introduced Wilanna to her boyfriend was actually her own best friend. This wasn't just a toxic relationship. This was manipulation, obsession, control, and a deadly love triangle that spiraled completely out of control. Before we get deeper into this story, comment below right now. Do you think people ignore red flags because they're in love, or because manipulators know exactly how to hide who they really are? Wilanna Bibbs was only 20 years old. She was beautiful, ambitious, and trying to build a future for herself in Atlanta. She dreamed of becoming a singer, started her own lash business, worked multiple jobs, and according to everyone around her, she was the type of person who forgave people too easily. Always smiling, always helping people, always seeing the good in others. But then she met Justin Wright, a music producer from Atlanta who had connections in the hip-hop industry. On the outside, Justin looked successful, confident, and intelligent. But behind the scenes, there was another version of him. Violence, control, fear, and the craziest part? He openly admitted it himself in interviews. I've been arrested for 26 violent felonies. I love fighting. Everybody. Most people would hear that and run immediately. But manipulators like Justin never reveal everything at once. Before Wilanna ever entered the picture, there was another woman named in, and was Justin's baby mother. They had a daughter together, and her relationship with Justin was filled with abuse. She claimed he choked her, controlled her, isolated her, and terrified her for years. But somehow, Wilanna and became close friends. Best friends. Trips together. Living together. Always around each other. Until one day, Wilanna moved into Justin's apartment. Imagine the betrayal and must have felt. Your best friend moves in with the same man you say abused you. But as more details came out later, the situation became way more complicated than anyone realized. According to Anne, Justin wanted multiple women around him. Young women. Women he could manipulate and control. And little by little, everyone got trapped in the same toxic cycle. At first, everything online looked normal. Videos, interviews, smiles, social media posts. There was even an interview where Justin and Wilanna all appeared together laughing on camera. But what nobody watching knew was that underneath the makeup and smiles, there was fear hiding behind the scenes. Later, Anne revealed that during that interview, she had bruises hidden under heavy makeup because Justin had beaten her beforehand. Think about how terrifying that is. To sit in front of cameras pretending everything is okay, while secretly living in fear. And according to Anne, Wilanna eventually realized something was seriously wrong too. She allegedly told Anne, "We have to get out of here or we're going to die." But escaping abusive relationships is never as easy as people think. That's something many people still don't understand. People always ask, why didn't she leave sooner? But the reality is, sometimes leaving is the most dangerous moment of all. In May 2021, Justin, Wilanna, and his daughter traveled from Atlanta to Iowa for a family gathering at his mother's house. Wilanna's own mother had reportedly bought her a plane ticket home for Mother's Day weekend, but she never made it home. On the morning of Mother's Day, Wilanna texted her mom, "Happy Mother's Day. I love you and appreciate you." Then came a missed calls, back to back, again and again, almost like she was desperately trying to reach someone. And then everything exploded over something unbelievably small. $70. According to reports, Justin accused Wilanna of taking money from him. An argument started, and by the afternoon, police arrived at the house and found Wilanna shot dead. Just 20 years old, gone on Mother's Day. And while detectives were investigating the murder, Justin sat in an interrogation room talking for hours. But what disturbed people the most was how calm he sounded. He talked about himself constantly, his stress, his PTSD, his family problems, but almost no emotion for Wilanna. Instead, He blamed everybody else. And his mother, Wilanna herself, anyone except himself. And as the investigation continued, even darker details started coming out online. Audio recordings, allegations of manipulation, stories about women being controlled, claims of psychological abuse. The deeper people looked into Justin's world, the uglier the picture became. Meanwhile, Wilanna's family was completely shattered. Her mother kept honoring her memory. Her loved ones demanded justice. And online, people couldn't stop asking the same question. Could this tragedy have been prevented? In 2023, Justin Wright was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole. But for Wilanna's family, no sentence could bring her back. And honestly, one of the saddest parts of this entire story is that there were warning signs everywhere. Public interviews, violent behavior, manipulation, fear, control. Yet somehow, it still ended in tragedy. And that's why cases like this hit people so hard. Because sometimes the most dangerous people don't hide who they are completely. They tell you directly. People just don't realize how serious it is until it's too late. So before this video ends, I want you to answer this in the comments. Do you think toxic relationships usually become dangerous slowly over time? Or were the warning signs already there from the very beginning? And if you or someone you know is dealing with domestic violence, please take it seriously. Sometimes surviving means leaving before things get worse. Because not every story gets a second chance.